Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, where we turn coding dreams into reality. I'm Darwin Keeley, and today is an exciting day because we are kicking off a brand new series. Remember the promise I made? Well, here is it. In today's video, we are starting the journey of creating a Node API that mirrors JSONPlaceholder. And to keep it digestible, we will be breaking it down into several parts. And today's video is a part 1. And without further ado, let's jump into the code. After we create new folder, we open with VS Code, and then we do npm init. Open the terminal, npm init with package name, Node API, version 1. Description is YouTube Node API, create endpoint, and the rest is give it the default, and the author is Darwin Keeley. And okay, yes. After that, we do npm install. To install the dependency, we need installer, cookie parser, course.env, express async handler, and mongoose, Morgan, and nodemon, and UUID. Okay, the installation is done, and then we create new file with server.js. We create new folder with name config, new folder, of controller, new folder, of data, new folder, of logs, new folder, of middleware, a new folder, of models, new folder, public, new folder, rows, and then new folder again with views. After that, we create new file .env, and then here the port we need is 5001. Okay, first we create the models of user models.js. We import mongoose from mongoose, and then const user schema equal to new mongoose that schema as an object of name, type of strings, required is true, min character is 2, and maximum character is 50. Okay, username of type string, required is true, maximum is 50. Email of type string, required is true, and unique is true because we just want one email and not a double of email. Address of street of type string, required is false, and then the street of type string, required is false, and then city of type string, required is false, and then the zip code of type string, required is false, and then geo of type string, and then required is false. Oh, I see the geo have an latitude, so we do latitude or lat, and we move inside the lat, and then lng or longitude of type string. Required will be false, and then the other field is phone type string. Required is false, and then website of type string. Required is false. Okay, the other field is company. Company, we have a name. Type string. Required is false. Oh, I see. We have a name of it. So we move the type and the required inside the name. And after that, we got a catchphrase of type string. And required is false. And then BS with type string, and required is false. Okay, and then we have a timestamp here. We use timestamp for create and update. Timestamp is true. And then const users equal to mongoose.model user from user schema. And then export default users. And after that, the user model is done. So we create a user controller, new file, user controller.js. Import async handler from express async handler. And then import user from /models/user model.js. Okay, first is const get users equal to async handler of an async function that receive a request and response, and then const users equal to await users that find. Find is an mongoose function. Return and rest that status is 200.json of users. And here, because we use import, and then we use type of model. After that, we can use the import. Go back to user controller. Const get user by ID equal to async handler of async request response. Const user ID equal to request params. Const user equal to await user that find by ID and receive a user ID. If there is no users, then we return of response.status 404 or not found. .json with the message of users not found. And then if there's a user, we will return rest status is of 200. .json of users. And then const create user equal to async handler of async function request response. Okay, const we receive a name, username, email, address, phone, website, and company from request.body. And then we try const new users equal to new user and receive an object of name, username, email, address, phone, website, and company. And then we await new user dot save, and then respond dot status of 201 JSON of new user, and then we catch an error if there's an error. If error.code equal to 11,000 and error.keyPattern.email, and then we return the rest status of 400. That JSON of the message is email is already registered. 11,000 is an duplicate of the unique field. Else is rest status of 500. JSON message internal server error. Okay, then we go const update user is an async handler of async request and response of const user ID from request.params, const name, username, address, phone, website, and company from request.body. And then we try and catch. Try const user equal to await user that find by ID and update. And we receive two params of user ID and then set of name, username, address, phone, website, and company. And then the other field is new equal to true. And if there's no users, we will return respond.status of 404 .json with a message of user not found. Okay, and then respond.status of 200 if there's a user. .json of user, and we catch an error. Respond.status of 500 JSON with a message of internal server error. The last one is delete user. Const delete user equal to async handler of async request response, and then const user ID from request.params, const user equal to await user dot find by ID and delete with user ID. If there is no user, we will return request the status of 404 .json with a message of user not found. If there is user, we will return response.status of 200 .json with a message of user deleted successfully. And then we will export the get user by ID, create user, update user, and then delete user. Okay, the user controller is done. Now we go to data. Data, we have a seeder.json and then the users.json. This is the JSON file I copy from JSONPlaceholder, and I already put it at my GitHub. You can find it, the link at the description part from this video, and then we just copy and paste in there. So now we create a middleware of error handler.js. Const error handler equal to error request response and next. And we then console log the error.stack. Okay. Const status equal to response.status code. If there's status code, then we will return a status code. If not, then 500. Response.status of status, and then response.json with message of error.message, and is error equal to true. And that's the error handler middleware. We will export default error handler. In part 2, we will create a new error handler, and now we will create a field index, and I just copy and paste it here. The 404 not found. All the code is already in my GitHub, so you can clone my GitHub repository, and all the code is there. And then after that, we create a root import express from express, import path from path, and then const router equal to express dot router, and const underscore their name equal to path dot resolve, and router dot get. This is the regex that get all the file with index.html and return the error request and response. Const file path equal to path.join the underscore their name and view and index.html, and then response.send file with file path, export default router. Okay, then we create a user root.js. Import express from express. Okay, import get user by ID, create user, update user, and delete user from /controller user controller.js. Const router equal to express.router with an merge params equal to true. Router.root of / or the default router dot get user dot post create user. Router.root / user ID dot get user by ID dot put update user dot delete user, and then export default router. Okay, and then we go to server.js, import express from express, import part from part, import.env from .env, import colors from colors, and then import roots from .root.js, import user root from .root/user root.js, and then import error handler from .middleware/error handler.js, and then .env.config const app equal to express, const port equal to process.env.port with the port we already made, or 5500, const __ DNAME equal to path.resolve, and this is the body parser and URL encoded. App.use express.json, app.use express.url encoded with extended equal to false, and then the root app.use / express.static path.join __ DNAME of public, app.use / of roots, and then app.use / user from user root, app.all. This is the other root, request.response status of 404, and then if there's a request accept and HTML, then const file path equal to path.join __ their name, view, and 404.html. Because the other route we will send it to 404. Request that same file of file path. Else if there is a request accept JSON, we will return a response.json of message 404 not found. Else we will return a response.type text txt or text and send 404 not found. App.use error handle and app.listen to port. And then we go to an anonymous function, console log, server running on port. We put the color in there that yellow, that bold. Okay, then we create a database connection. Go to config db connection.js, import mongoose. From mongoose, const connect db equal to async function, and then do try and catch. Try const equal to await mongoose that connect process that env that mongo URI, and then the second argument is use new URL parser equal to true, and use unified topology equal to true. And then we console.log MongoDB connected, and connection that host, we give a color that cyan that underline, and catch an error if there's an error, and we console that error, and error of error that message that we give the color of red, underline, and bold. And after that, if there's an error, we do process that exit. Export default connect db, and after that we go to server.js, connect db, and import connect db from /config/dbcon.js, and in .env we add mongo URI, and we go to MongoDB to create a new project. We name it YouTube Node API and create project. And after that we go to create a new deployment, create. We choose the free one, the M0 AWS. It's just the nearest server, and then we click create, and then put the username of Darwin Keeley, password, and I put a username of CS Keeley, and then we copy the password. The IP address we put 000. It means it's all IP. Add entry and remove the IP. Okay. After that, we paste the password, and then we click connect to VS Code, copy the password and change to the password field. Okay, and after that, we put the database name of YouTube Node API. Okay, we try what is true, and okay, after that we can try the apps with nodemon server.js. Go to localhost 5001/user. We got an empty user because we don't set the database yet. We change the script to start. We use node server.js. Start dev. We use nodemon server.js, and then data :import. We use node data /seeder JSON. Seeder JS import, and data destroy node data /seeder JS / delete. npm run data :import. And I think we got some error. Got a model not found. User model.js. I forgot to use .js, and we don't import the fs. Import fs from fs. Import mongoose from mongoose, and then import .env from .env. Import path from path, and then import connectdb from connectdb from dbconnection.js. After that, we run again. Okay, cannot read property of underline. We forgot to import colors. Import colors from colors. Okay, and then we run again. Okay, I think it's connected. Okay, let's try again. We still got some error, but I think we find the error here. We try to run the apps first. Okay, the data is already there, and we get other user is already equal to JSONPlaceholder /user, and you saw with the user ID, you get a user by ID. Okay. and we will try with postman. Send get, okay, you get all the data, and then get user by ID. Indeed, it get the user by ID, and now we try to create. We try to create user with the name test create. And then we send. I think we got an error here. I think I saw the problem here. I forgot the quote. And we do npm run data destroy to destroy the data. Okay, data deleted successfully. And we import the data again. Data imported. It's already good. Okay. Get all the user. We show our user. And we create user. Okay, and send. Yes, indeed, it works. It create a new user, and we use the duplicate email, and it saw the duplicate. Okay, we post, create, and update. This is we try the update user from Postman. Okay, it show the update. And the update is work. Yes, indeed it's work. Now we try delete. Yes, indeed. User deleted successfully. And get again. User not found. Yes, indeed. And that's conclude Node API part 1. In part 2, we are diving into containerization using Docker, enhancing user posts, and implementing a two-level endpoint. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already do so, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on part 2. Thank you for your incredible support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.